Hello everyone, I'm day weather meteorologist Don Day with your Public Lands Council weekly weather update for this August 24th, 2024. It's being brought to you by Ag Risk Advisors and WSR Insurance Services Incorporated. What we're going to see in the coming days is a weather pattern that is going to be looking like this. First of all, for the next week, cooler weather will come into the far west. We've already cooled off a bit in the Pacific Northwest, the interior west, and even into California. And at least through the weekend coming up and into early next week, it will be cooler in those areas, then warming up again in the far west. Where we will see the cooler weather will be across the northern Rockies and parts of the northern and central plains as we get into mid to late next week. The monsoonal moisture that's brought some showers and thunderstorms here over the last few weeks to parts of the southwest and west central areas of the U.S., it's going to continue, but it's starting to weaken, which it usually does this time of year. Thunderstorms are going to be more concentrated further south into the Four Corners region, into Arizona, southern Colorado, northern New Mexico, parts of Utah, into some of the central Rockies and high plains, but drier conditions will be developing elsewhere. This time of year, we usually start to see intrusions of drier air from Canada, and we're going to see that. So we've had some problems with wildfires, especially across portions of Wyoming and the Intermountain West here over the last week. Fire dangers in the western high plains, especially in the drought areas, will remain high for another 7 days. This is what precipitations looked like here over the last week, and I just mentioned fires. This is where they've broken out here over the last week due to lightning strikes. Pretty wet in the central and eastern Dakotas. Nice swath of moisture back here into parts of Arizona, parts of the Rockies here, while drier conditions across the southern plains under a high pressure ridge that's been sitting over Texas. The Pacific Northwest getting a little bit wet from that recent spell of precipitation. These are the precipitation anomalies where you see white and green. Precipitation's been at or a bit above average for the last 7 days. You can see the dryness across the southern plains and into the Corn Belt. The latest drought monitor shows the area of interest here where we have been concerned about severe dryness, and those trends continue. Now, there's really not much help coming our way. We've seen drought improvement, though, right here. There's been some good rains, monsoonal moisture, but it hasn't gotten up into these areas here, whether it's southern and eastern Montana or northeastern Wyoming where the wildfires have broken out. We still have this very dry area in southwest Montana. Temperature-wise, over the last week, it's looked like this. It's been booked in. It's been cool on the west coast. It's been cool in the Great Lakes, the Corn Belt, and the east coast. It's been hot in the middle. We're going to see this flip a little bit. We're going to see coolness developing here while it's going to warm up here and warm up here. So this is kind of do a 180 over the next 7 days. This is why. By early next week, we're going to have a trough come off the Pacific coast through the northern Rockies. This is going to be followed by another one on Wednesday. So what that'll do is cool things off. So look at temperatures this weekend across the west coast, the Pacific Northwest to long and west of the Continental Divide here. Pretty darn cool for this time of year. Pretty darn hot on the other side of the divide. And that coolness will then expand eastward by next Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday with the next low coming. This will drive cooler, drier Canadian air into the region. And there you can see temperatures by late next week. So cooler in the west, hotter in the east over the next 7 days. Precipitation-wise, well, we still have some monsoonal moisture flow right here. This area that I'm highlighting is the subtropical moisture in the showers and thunderstorms that'll still occur. Along the northern tier of the U.S. and Canada's southern areas, this is because of those lows tracking across southern Canada and the Pacific Northwest like this. Unfortunately, for areas in between the subtropical moisture here and the storm tracks going up here, that's leaving this area in a continued drier zone. Not that there won't be showers and thunderstorms here, but that's one part of the western United States missing out. Having this area dry right here, western Arizona and central California is pretty typical. Temperature-wise, there you can see the trend change. The hottest temperatures will be in this arch. Now, these areas have been cool, especially here. They're going to get hotter. These areas out here in the west and into parts of the northern Rockies, central Rockies, and northern plains, especially west of the divide, you're going to feel the cool at least cooler relative to average for the last 7 days of August. Have yourself a good weekend and a good week ahead.